going on, ninjas? What is going on this Freaky Friday? Always something going around on Freaky Friday, right? Something freaky, something sad, something crazy, something wild. A Freaky Friday is always an interesting one. So some of you ninjas will remember in the past where I have said that I just finished with this yard, by the way. This was when I started my company about 12 years ago, give or take. I think this is my 12th season. This was the first house that ever called me. So I have a little bit of a connection. It's a personal thing with not only this property, but the owners here as well. We've got a really good relationship. So beginning of this season, when I started, you know, I was messaging and going down the list and reaching out to all my customers to get on schedule and you know, get everything confirmed and get going. And my buddy George, that's the homeowner here, he didn't respond to me, which a few years back, a couple of times, you know, he would kind of wait and would respond to me a little later. So I didn't think nothing of it. It was just normal. And then out of the blue, his daughter reaches out to me, which I have, keep in mind, never spoken to her. I knew of her, but I never spoken to her. I've just spoken to him and his wife and so forth. And she said, "Hey Nick, are you the guy that does our yard or my daddy's yard?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Hey, he's in the hospital. He's not doing too good," which, keep in mind, he's been in the hospital in and out for the last couple of years. I mean, he's been struggling with some health stuff. And so I didn't really think nothing of it too crazy. I was like, "Is he okay? You know, what's going on?" And she said, "Yeah, we're not really sure. You know, he had one of those, he had a lot of heart issues. He had one of those pacemakers in his chest or in his arm or something. I'm not sure where they put it." And so she said, "Hey, can you go ahead and start taking care of our yard? You know, he hopefully is gonna be making a recovery and we'll be back home soon." I said, yeah, no problem, absolutely. So this was a couple of weeks, you know, this was like a month ago or so. And I came, and I've already been mowing this yard a couple of times. And last time when I came here to mow, she said that her dad, my buddy George, has passed. And it was very sudden. Right when they were expecting him to be getting better and come home. I'm not really sure what happened, complications at the hospital, but he passed. So it's very devastating. I am very, very, very saddened by this. He was my buddy, man. I've literally, in the past, ninjas, I would sometimes sit with him in the garage and talk to him for an hour, you know, after I'd finished the yard, and we just have some awesome conversations from everything, from his previous work and past and some of the life experiences he's gone through, to about my business and lawn care, and you know, we've even talked about his neighbors and all kinds of things. I mean, we've just had a great relationship. And so not only was he my very first customer when I started throwing out flyers and trying to start this thing, but he was my friend. And so I will deeply miss George. And a lot of times, ninjas, when you lose customers, life is crazy, man. You just never know. When you lose customers, you know, you're never guaranteed that you will keep the yard, because usually if the family takes over, you know, sometimes the house gets sold, or families have different plans. You're not guaranteed to keep the yard, is what I'm trying to say. But I spoke with his daughter, and she said, "Nick, you know, Daddy trusted you. He truly had a relationship with you, and we really want you to keep maintaining this yard." So that is what I plan to do. Anyway, I just wanted to say, George, rest in peace, my friend. And I have a little brochure of him. You can I'm gonna go online. The daughter told me I can go online and virtually watch the ceremony and all that. But man, life. Here he is. That's my buddy George. 1950 to 2021. I'll miss you, buddy. Life, man. Since we on the last video talked about the 2620T Echo, I want to continue on because today was the first day that I got to use it. I took the guard off last night and I love it. I haven't put the Darwin's grip on it just yet, but what a difference, man, in weight. I'm actually enjoying using it even without the Darwin's grip. That's how much lighter it is. Two things that are different about the 2620 comparing it to the 3020. Well, one thing. And one major thing that is different, and then another thing is going to be Echoes have the speed feed head, and we all probably know by now how to spool up line into the Echo speed feed head. But I think a lot of us who might be new to the business or just getting into the business may not know this. So today's going to be a how-to video. I'm not going to do it here. I got to get moving, but I think I'm going to knock out 1 or 2 more yards and then we'll get back to this. But I'm going to actually teach you or show you the proper way of filling up your speed feed head with line. I have been doing it the wrong way for many years. Okay, and I finally figured it out years ago, but I never made a video on this. And I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, a friend of mine texted me and said, hey, you know, do you know how to really fill the speed feed head properly? And I said, yeah. I said, I've learned years ago and I've been doing it the wrong way for a long time. And she sent me a video about it. But I was like, yeah, I know about it. But then I came to my mind, I'm like, well, maybe a lot of young ninjas, young patois, right? Who are doing it the wrong way. So it doesn't really matter how you do it. As long as it actually works for you, it's fine and you fill it up. But I will show you the actual proper way that it was designed to be done. And I just want to say one more time, R.I.P. to my buddy George. It breaks my heart, man. It kills me. And the whole family's hurting. The whole family's hurting. Bad. Life is just so unpredictable. Today we're here, we may not be here tomorrow. What's up, ninjas? What's up on, what is it? Sneaky Saturday. As you can tell by now, I did not get a chance to finish yesterday's video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and combine yesterday and today. Not like there was much of a video yesterday anyway. I apologize, I really wasn't myself, and I couldn't get myself to pick the camera back up after finding out what happened to my buddy George. So, you know, I just kept mowing and concluding the day, finishing the day. I don't know. I just wasn't myself, ninjas, all right? I've been using the new 2620, and as I mentioned a little bit yesterday's video, here it is. I really like it. It's just, I haven't even put the Darwin's grip on it just yet, but I'm just having so much fun with it. It's made trimming so much easier. I actually was pretty miserable with this because it's just so much heavier. But one thing I noticed on the 2620s compares to the 3020s, this is the one that I took the other one off. It's the same as the 91R right here, steel. It's got the smaller heads compared to these. You see that? Now, if you're wondering, but Nick, what's the difference? Well, really not much. I think on these you can put about 20 to 25 feet. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the dealer told me about 25 feet worth of line. Did I say lime? Worth of line. And on these you can probably do about 30 feet. So, I mean, you know, 5 extra feet of line. I guess it helps, but you're not gonna really notice a huge difference on that anyway. Not to mention, when I'm trimming, as you can see right now, I've always got extra string on me at all times, because, you know, when I get ready to trim, I just grab the trimmer and go. I don't really have time to open this and look at it. I mean, I do sometimes, but I like to have some trimmer line always on me. So a while back, when I first started using Echoes and I found out that they have these speed feed heads, I was really excited because it's so much easier to, you know, put some new line in there. But I was doing it the wrong way for the longest. And then I found out how to do it the proper way. Now, the way I was doing it, and I think the most of us do, is probably just fine. Like I said, however it works for you is perfectly fine, ninjas. But I just want to show you the proper way that it was actually designed and how to use it. So first you want to, of course, find the hole, right? So that way they match up and go through. You want to go ahead and put your line all the way through, like that. And then you want to make it even. Like that. Make sure it's nice and even. Now, this is the way I used to do it back in the day, and I think most of us still do. Again, nothing wrong with it, okay? But we do it like this. Okay? And that is not the proper way to do this. The proper way to do this is like that. And you can go a lot faster. I'm just going really slow to show you, ninjas. So most of us, I think, we do this, which is perfectly fine. But I think, from my understanding, and the way I've been shown a while back, that when they designed the speed feed head, this was actually the way it was meant to go. Okay? And if you do it a lot faster, you know what I mean? You'll fill it up in no time. So that is how properly is done to fill up your speed feed head. Some of us don't care, probably. I'm one of those. I really don't care when I'm rushing and I just need to get done. It doesn't really matter how you turn it, as long as it's filling it up and gets you going. But that is, I think, when it comes to the speed feed head, the way it was designed to be used. There you go. Anyway, ninjas, it is freaking hot, man. It's 80 degrees. I mean, it's comfortable. It's nice. This is not like cooking out here. It's 3:30. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more ahead of me. I already did part of the church just because I knew that I'm not going to get to it today again. So I'm going to have to work tomorrow after they finish with their service. But at least I got the whole backyard knocked out. And all I have to do is that big field and the front. So it's not too bad. I shouldn't be there much tomorrow. I think just maybe hour and a half, and then I'll be done. I wish I could knock it out first thing in the morning, but I can't. They got service. But I'm able to get everything done. I quoted a new one today, and so it was a really overgrown yard. If you don't follow me on Instagram at sg_ninjas_official, I showed it on my story post, and I just got a text back from them after I sent them the quote, and they said that they only need it 2 times. So the first time, because it's overgrown, and then probably one more time, and then they'll take over from there. Totally fine with me. You know, I gave them the price that I want because it's really overgrown. I don't know what it is, but this year, I'm getting more calls and people just walking up to me than any other year. And I truly mean that, ninjas. I don't know what it is. maybe it's the wrap on the truck because it stands out, and you know, it's, if it catches their eye and they see it, then they go, oh, I need something done. Because I've had more this season, particular this week, people stop and talk to me than ever before. And I'm getting calls out the tail. Calls I can't even get to. There's no way. I'm turning them down. It's insane. I mean, here's two examples. Yesterday, I was almost finishing up with a little granny yard, and a lady just pulled up and said, hey, I have one big shrub that needs to be trimmed. Can you come look at it? I live right around the corner. And I almost told her no, but I was like, well, let me come look at it. So I finished, got in the truck, drove around. She texted me her address. I mean, this shrub is as big as the house, man. It's overgrown. And I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I even really want this? And her husband comes out and says, hey, good to meet you. Hey, you know, this is the shrub we want, you know, taken care of. And the husband just kind of says, heck, just cut down the SOB. And I looked at him and I said, you want me to cut it down? Because I can do that. And the wife looks at me, and then she looks at her husband like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm tired of paying somebody every year. This thing is out of control. I said, I'll cut it down. What do you want to do with the brush? She's like, well, we can just drag it into the woods. I said, you want me to drag it, or do you want to drag it? And she said, well, give me a price for cutting it down and you dragging it, and give me a price of you just cutting it down, and I can get my teenager to drag it. I said, okay. So I gave her a price, man, and she said, yeah, I'll do that. You just cut it, and I'll get my teenager son to drag it into the woods. It's probably like 15-20 minutes worth of work. But it's two of them, by the way. It's when you're looking at it from the outside, it's like one big shrub. But once I started to look closely, there's actually two of them that have grown into each other. So I told her, hey, $300 and I'll get these cut down and just leave them right here where they are, and you can get your kid to drag them into the woods. And she said okay. So I'm throwing prices like crazy, ninjas, and they're biting. They're biting. Bottom line, where I'm going with this is, there's more work out here than we even sometimes, I think, know about. So if you're thinking about starting a lawn care business, man, don't fall for that thing that people always say, because this was told to me when I started my business. Oh, I can't believe you're getting into lawn care business. Everybody's doing lawn care. You can't be successful in lawn care. There's no way there's money in that. It's a seasonal thing. Everybody's doing it. Every Joe Schmo Blow is doing it. I don't know, man. I didn't fall for it, and neither should you. There's more work out here than, I think, than companies. Seriously. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And then the one I quoted this morning, the overgrown one that I showed on my Instagram, that sucker was overgrown. And I gave a premium price because I don't need it. I have enough work. And I didn't hear from them right away, so I thought they weren't going to reply to me, and I didn't get it, which is totally fine with me. And she just texted me before I started the camera up and wanted to finish this video from yesterday, and said, hey, that sounds great. I think we just need 2 cuts, the first official one and then probably one more. I told her I'd be there next week. Crazy. It's crazy out here, ninjas. It's crazy. I mean, it's a good problem to have. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you how hectic it can be, and, you know, a little bit overwhelming at times. But you can do only what you can do. If you're in the same situation as I am currently and you're solo out here, don't get ahead of yourself. Just do what you can and take it one day at a time. As long as you're busting tail, you keep moving. If customers want to wait on you, they will. If they don't, they'll find someone else. and there's nothing you can do about that. Just don't stress. And I know that's easily said than done. I get it, but there's no point of stressing. You can only do what you can do. So now, me going solo right now, currently, for the time being, it's a choice. I am choosing to go solo for a little period of time. That's just what I want to do. I like to do this every once in a while when I'm in between employees. I think it gets you grounded. It reminds you of how it is when you first started your business, and it reminds you that it is really all up to you. It's your business, and you are the one that it's all you, man. I mean, it really is. It's your business, and you can do as much as you want to do. If I don't want to get the next 5-10 yards or whatever I have, 6 yards that I have, I would have to text them and tell them I can't get to them, or drop them or whatever. But if I'm determined and I focus and I push, then I can get them. So it's really, it's all mindset, ninjas. It's all mindset. Anyway, I'm done here. Hey, today's May 1st. Well, you know what that means, ninjas. Beginning of the month. Beginning of the month. All the cards on file for the people who pay up front for the whole month get charged. Cha-ching! They all get charged. So you can definitely make as much money as you want to in this industry. You really can. It's up to you. You know, are you happy with $5,000, $10,000 a month? Are you happy with $15,000, $20,000 a month? Maybe you're making $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 a month if you're a bigger company with multiple crews. But I'll tell you what, and I'll leave you at this, okay? Because I got to get going. If you're busting tail and you work 6 days a week, because that's what I've been doing, except this church constantly is catching me on Sundays. You can comfortably make, you know, this is why I don't really get into pricing too much, because I know every area is different. Some people have small cookie cutter yards, some have bigger acreages, but I'm gonna say $15,000 to $20,000 a month. As long as you're willing to bust tail, it's very possible. Thanks for tuning in for another one.
We gon' pull up on the scene.
Take care.
Cut your grass by any means. It started out as just a dream. Like Biggie. Now we the best in the city. Like Biggie. Now we the best in the city. Pull up. Save it green.